Good morning, everybody. My name is Kenton DeYoung. This is Kenton DeYoung Travel, and today we are in Dawson City. Dawson City was a 36-hour boat trip up from Whitehorse, or if you're going the other way, a 4 to 5 day trip downriver. It's also a 5-hour drive if you want to drive the road, or it's a nice, easy 1-hour flight. I would have preferred to drive, but there was no vehicles on Whitehorse, so I had to fly up here. The problem is that Dawson City is surrounded by mountains, and in the fall, mountains cause fog. And there was, according to my pilot yesterday, only a 5% chance we could have landed in this city. Thankfully we did. I heard that today's flight didn't make it. They had to fly up to Old Crow, then to Nunavik, Northwest Territories, and back down to Whitehorse. So, if I could have drove, I would prefer to drove, and I would recommend you also drive if you're trying to get here. Dawson City is a Klondike Gold Rush town. It was created by the Gold Rush. The Klondike is just on the other side of this hotel, actually. I'm staying at the Bunk House Hotel near downtown Dawson City. Dawson City only has a population of about 1,300 people, so it's a pretty small city. I don't think it technically is a city, but that doesn't matter. It's absolutely beautiful here. So today we're going to go out to Tombstone Territorial Park. We're going to do some hiking. I'm all in my layers today because it's chilly today. It's only about 1 degree, and it's only going to get up to about 15 degrees by the end of the day, but we're going to go hiking, we're going to come back, we're going to have some nice drinks at the local bar, and then tomorrow we're going to explore the city. We have a walking tour planned already with Parks Canada. We're going to see some museums. It's going to be a really fun 2 days in Dawson City. But first, to Tombstone. We're going to go hiking. While I wait for my vehicle from the Klondike car rental, this is where I'll be spending the next couple of nights. It's the Bunk House. It's a refurbished Klondike era building, you can see, with suites on both sides. The rooms are small and they don't have a bathroom, so there's a shared washroom on each floor. It's not bad. Each bathroom has about 6 stalls and about 4 or 5 showers. I haven't quite counted them, but that's how many I quickly saw. It's about $95 a night, so it's pretty reasonable. A lot of hotels in Dawson City are quite expensive, so to have one at $95 a night, that's pretty good. Of course, the Wi-Fi isn't the best, but then again, we are near, the Arctic Circle, so we're not going to have super fast Wi-Fi, but it's a nice place to spend the night, to hang your hat and have a long day. And it's not that far from downtown Dawson City, so it's a perfect place to really come in, spend the night, relax, and have close access to all the local amenities. For a town with a population of 1,300 people, this main highway it seems in front of my hotel is incredibly busy, bustling. I had to shoot that like 7 times because vehicles kept going past. Here comes another one. This has been one of the main roads out of town. One of the things you'll notice about Dawson City is these wooden sidewalks on either side of the road. Now, I actually really like them. We used to have them in Regina long before I was born, but I think the reasoning here is because the permafrost ground moves so much throughout the seasons that it's impossible to put down concrete. Even the road here, it's this kind of a clay dirt mixture, and then you see they just graded it. That's what we call it in Saskatchewan. I'm not sure what the technical term for it here is. They put down new clay gravel for the vehicles to drive on. Now I like these wooden plank sidewalks because they're, you don't have to walk in the mud, and that they kind of shift, they go up and down as you walk. They're very soft on the feet compared to some of the sidewalks, in the main cities where they're a little more hard to walk on. But I like them. And they found all throughout downtown Dawson City. we arrived in Tombstone Territorial Park. It's about 12:30, a little bit later than I wanted to be here. I want to be here around like 10. Mine didn't work out. So we're here at Tombstone now. We'll see what we can do, see what we can hike, where we can go. I really want to do the Grizzly Trail, but it's supposed to be a 12-hour hike, and I really don't want to hike at 12 o'clock at night. It still gets a little bit dark here that late at night. So we'll see what we can do, see where we can go. But right now, we have officially arrived in Tombstone Territorial Park. I'm just outside the Tombstone Interpretive Center. This is an important stop on your way to hiking in Tombstone. Doesn't matter where you're going, if it's going on the Grizzly Trail like I plan to go on, or Golden Side, it doesn't matter where you're going. You have to stop here, tell them you're here, and tell them when you leave, so they don't go looking for you. Same thing with any kind of provincial or national or territorial park. You'll want to check in before you head out on the hike. Just in case something goes wrong, they'll want to know where you are, when you're expected to come back, that whole thing. And the beauty, Tombstone is absolutely beautiful, but it is absolutely dangerous too. It's like anywhere else when you go hiking. But take a look at this view and you'll see why it's very important. You'll want to check in here first. So you'll see out there all the mountain ranges, all the mountains. It's a beautiful day. The fog is cleared. But you can see it's very rugged. The mountaintops look like tombstones, hence the name of the park, and they can be very dangerous to hike on. So if you're coming out here, let them know at the Tombstone Interpretive Center that you're here, and when you leave, so that they're not out there looking for you. Just checked in at the Interpretive Center, and the lady told me that I actually didn't have to check in if I wasn't spending the night out there. And I don't plan to spend the night out there, but we'll see how this hike goes. She told me there's two points really on the hike. There's the first point, which is about, I think it's about 1.5 kilometers in. It's a lookout point. That's a good point to kind of stop. After that, the trail becomes very narrow, and you're kind of walking on like the sides of your feet up the rest of the mountain to about 6 kilometers, she calls it. That's the highest point on the trail. And then after that, it's another 3 hours to the Grizzly Lake itself. So we'll see what we walk into. Like ideally, it'd be awesome to hike the entire way to Grizzly Lake. But with time constraints and depending on how much of a climb it is, maybe we won't do it, which would be really, really sad. But then again, safety is important. And we kind of want to come out of this trip alive. So we'll see what happens when we get up on the actual mountain. And if it's really tough, there are other hikes we can do too, like Golden Side, I've heard, is only a nice hour-long hike. There's a couple others, but we'll see what we get when we get there. So here it starts. We're hiking Grizzly Trail. Now they do say the whole thing is a 12-hour hike, and they recommend only going about to the 6 kilometer point, which is about halfway. 3 hours to that point, 3 hours to back, so 6 hours there. And one guy was saying that he went to the lookout, and it's about 1.5 hours, hour 10 there, hour 10 back. So we could be out here for a while, or only a couple hours. We'll see. So far, looks nice. Beautiful day. A little bit later than I wanted, but we'll see what happens as the day goes on. So this is how Grizzly Trail looks. Lots of mud, lots of roots, tree roots. Pretty narrow path. Met a couple people along the way. They said it was like this all the way up. I think all the way up, they mean all the way up to there. But we'll see how it goes. So you can tell I'm already a little bit tired, I think. Some of that was from my earlier hike to Canyon City. Haven't maybe fully recovered from that yet, but we'll see how it goes. So far it's a beautiful hike here. Maybe you can't hear on the phone audio, but there's a waterfall not that far away. It's peaceful, quiet. No birds, they've all kind of gone south. No cars, no people. It's really nice. The path really sucks. What can you do? just took a little break. Took off my jacket, my sweater. Took off the lining on my jeans. It's not like it's hot out here. It's still like 5-6 degrees, but I'm just warm. The sun's coming down now, nice and bright, and I'm just sweating a lot. So I took off a couple layers. Good thing I brought the backpack to carry some of that stuff in. I've been hiking for just under an hour now. So I think maybe half an hour, 45 minutes till I get to the first stop. We'll see. We'll see what happens. That's kind of the model for the hike. So far it's not bad. Muddy, rooty, lots of tree roots, I guess I should say. Nice river, you can hear it in the background. It's a nice hike. It's too bad about all the mud and all the tree roots. And I wish I would have started earlier. Oh well. I think if I was to do this again, this whole trip, I would have done the walking tour of Dawson City today, and then got the car rental tonight, and I had it all day tomorrow, so I'd come out here sooner. The only thing is about that though is I have to wake up super early in the morning 2 days in a row, both for to go on the hike and to get on the plane the next day. Oh well, maybe next time on another trip up to the Yukon I'll do that. So I'm not there yet. This is the view so far of the mountains. It's beautiful. But I think we still got to go a ways up. I was told it's about 1 kilometer left to go. So I'm guessing that the viewpoint isn't 1 kilometer from the starting point. One nice thing though is that the mud and roots have gone away. Now we just have dirt. Dirt and rocks. A little bit easier to climb, but it doesn't make it that much easier to climb. So I don't know if this is the viewpoint or if this is a 6 kilometer or the halfway point. All I know, the view here is incredible. This is where I'm going to stop the hike. This hike is the hardest hike I've ever done in my life. Granted, I was woefully prepared for this hike. You know, I didn't have a very big breakfast. I didn't bring enough water. But it's the hardest hike I've ever done in my life. Far significantly harder than the hikes I did in Utah. I am exhausted, and I still have to go back down the mountain. I'll probably have to look up later to just see how far I got, what this point is. What is this? Is this the lookout point, or if this is more? But this is the hardest hike I've ever done. Some people I met on the way, they turned back. They said they couldn't do it. But it was worth it. I'll show you the view. You might not be able to hear me over the wind. It's kind of windy out. But the view is just breathtaking. The wind also takes away your breath too because it's so windy, but it's just beautiful. You can see the mountains on the horizon, how they're kind of look like tombstones, hence the name of the park. You can keep going. Eventually you'll get to Grizzly Lake. I think at the 6 kilometer point or something like that, you can see it, and I can't see it from here, so I'm going to say this isn't it. I wanted to get there, wanted to see it, but I'm not going to say this hike beat me, but I sure didn't beat this hike either. We'll call it a draw. It's something I want to come back again sometime and try. This isn't the end of the video, because I still have to go all the way back down to the parking lot. But to give you an idea of how long this took, I started about 1:30 and it is now 4:40. So it took me about 3 hours and 10 minutes to get up here. Which seems about right. If this was the halfway point, I don't think it is. So It's a long hike. Definitely not a one-day hike. You want to do this in two days or more. I'll probably be recovering from this hike for several days. So anyway, unless otherwise, I'll catch you guys at the bottom. I know it'll take me 3 hours to get down there, but it's gonna take a while. It's a pretty long ways to go down. See you guys later. Hi, me again from the top of the mountain still. Haven't quite got down yet. Kind of putting it off, kind of delaying the inevitable, but I wanted to show you just how far up we actually are. Because, you know, you can see the great viewpoint over there, but you really can't see the way I came. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and you can see how far I came. So I understand that you can't really tell distance with cameras, so it doesn't quite translate well. But here, it goes down to a sharp, steep angle, down rocks and all the way rocks to the tree line, and then see if I can find it. Oh, it's over here. There's my park. There's the parking lot. So it's all the way out there. A nice fun walk, I guess. Anyway, I'll see you guys at the bottom. I'm just stepping out now of the Grizzly Lake Trail. It was still, I would say, the hardest hike I've ever done in my life. It was hard and long. And maybe in retrospect the view will be worth it, but right now all I want to do is get some food and some water and go to bed. That's so bad to say. It's an hour drive back to Dawson, so we got a little ways ahead still, but thankfully it's all sitting down. As always, my name is Kenton Young. This is Kenton Young Travel. Thank you for coming with me on this hike. And I will see you next time, which will probably be in Dawson City, but you never know. So I'll see you next time, wherever it is. Bye, guys.